Barry Bonds is one of the best MLB players of all time, if not the best. He's a 7-time MVP winner, a 14-time All-Star, and of course, MLB's all-time home run king. But Barry Bonds never won a World Series. In fact, he only made it to the World Series one time in 2002 when he lost to my Halos. However, I think his home run in Game 2 of that series is still currently orbiting Jupiter. But today, I'm bringing Barry Bonds back as a rookie on the Pittsburgh Pirates in 2025, and we're gonna restart the career of this legend. Will he end up winning a World Series? Will he put up the same home run numbers? Will he end up going to the Giants? There's a lot of question marks with Barry Bonds. This is what he's looking like going into his rookie season. You might think the power numbers are a little bit low for Barry Bonds, but hey, Barry Bonds didn't actually hit 30 home runs in a season until his 5th year of his career. So there's a lot of time for all of these attributes to develop. And Barry Bonds' career would get off to an explosive start in his debut. Oh my God. In the debut? 409 feet. Welcome to the big leagues, Barry. And Bonds would continue that momentum into the rest of his rookie year, finishing the season with 15 home runs and 24 doubles, driving in 59 runs, giving him an on-base percentage of .327 and an OPS of .730 as a rookie. Unfortunately for Bonds, that would not be good enough for a Rookie of the Year award, as Roki Sasaki of the Dodgers took home that hardware. And even though the Pirates finished 10 games over 500, it was not enough for a playoff spot, as the Reds won the division with 93 wins, and Pittsburgh missed that last wild card by 4 games from the Phillies. And to close out the 2025 season, the Atlanta Braves would win the World Series over the Minnesota Twins. Now, Barry Bonds would see a slight improvement in his stats in the 2026 season, putting up 31 doubles and 19 home runs with 62 RBIs, giving him an average of .246 and a .787 OPS. And the Pittsburgh Pirates actually had a significantly worse year in 2026, finishing in last place in the Central. So the Pirates look ahead to 2027, but in the 2026 World Series, the Minnesota Twins would get their redemption from last year, beating the Dodgers on the road in Game 7 for the title. Now, 2027 was more of the same. It was a pretty similar statistical year for Barry Bonds, if not slightly worse than his 2026. But Barry Bonds did win his first Gold Glove award, so at least he can add a little bit of hardware to the trophy case. And the Pittsburgh Pirates once again underperformed. They finished 4 games under 500, 7 out of the division, and this division wasn't really even very strong this year. The Reds won the division with 86 wins. And it's interesting because Brian Reynolds had a pretty solid season. The Pirates picked up Kerry Carpenter at the deadline, and Paul Skeens is still pitching pretty much like an ace. Not to mention you have Barry Bonds in the outfield. What do the Pirates need to do to compete? Regardless, the 2027 World Series would end up with the Red Sox winning it in 6 games over the Mets. And now as we enter 2028 and beyond, we're about to get to a really pivotal point for Barry Bonds, because he's officially entering his first of 3 arbitration years, which means he can now start making real major league money. But now if he wants to get that mega deal in a few years when he becomes a free agent, he's gonna have to start putting together some really good seasons. These have been solid enough seasons, but he needs to start playing like a superstar if he wants to get the bag. And that is exactly what Barry Bonds did. He put up a huge season in 2028, 35 doubles, 34 homers, and a .940 OPS. That's what I expect out of Barry Bonds. And his incredible season is one of the reasons why the Pittsburgh Pirates finally got it done. They put it together. They won the NL Central by 10 games, which means we finally get to see Barry Bonds in the postseason. And Barry Bonds' first postseason game comes in the wild card round against the San Diego Padres, and he is making his presence known. Barry Bonds wants to win it all. Unfortunately, the rest of the Pirates don't want to win because the bullpen in this one absolutely blew it. And then the Padres went ahead and took Game 2, which means Barry Bonds and the Pirates are eliminated. But you know what? At least Barry Bonds got a little taste of postseason baseball, and you know he's going to want to get back. And in the World Series, it would come down to a Game 7 between the Yankees and the Diamondbacks, and the Yankees would get their revenge from 2021, giving them World Series championship number 28 in 2028. And in 2029, Barry Bonds would finally be an all-star. He didn't get the starting all-star spot, but you know what? We got to see his first all-star game AB, even if he's coming in as a substitute later in the game. Base hit. Nope. Still, though, just nice to see him finally make an all-star team. And after that all-star game appearance, Barry Bonds ended up finishing 2029 with 21 homers and 36 doubles. Good for a 472 slugging and an 816 OPS. So definitely not quite the highs that we hit back in 2028. And unfortunately, the Pirates went back down to earth. 74 and 88. I think that might be the worst season we've had so far. And in the World Series, the Atlanta Braves would once again beat the Houston Astros to give Atlanta its third World Series championship of the 2020s decade. That officially takes us into the 2030 season, the final year of Barry Bonds under contract with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He will officially be a free agent after this year, and this will be his last chance to pop off to try to secure a massive contract in the offseason. And he really is going to be the star of the show because the Pirates let Paul Skeens go. Paul Skeens ended up signing a massive contract in the offseason with the Houston Astros. So yeah, this is going to be a big year for Barry Bonds. And Barry Bonds was up for the challenge. He put up a great year in 2030, a 30 homer, 30 double season again, this time finishing with a career high 89 RBIs, all good for a 531 slugging and a 901 OPS. And he was also able to take home his second career Gold Glove award. And hey man, I'll say it, I didn't think this Pirates team was gonna be very good, but Barry Bonds' great season helped propel this Pirates team to an NL Central win. I did not expect this Pirates team to be as good as they were, but once again, I do think this division was just a little weak. Either way, the Pirates are back in the playoffs. And in the NLDS, the Pirates would find themselves in a Game 5 winner-go-home matchup against the defending champion Atlanta Braves. Could this be the last time we see Barry Bonds in a Pirates uniform? Oh, man, that's a bad strikeout. He's back again for his second AB, though. Still scoreless. Oh, man, that's a good pitch. Come on, man. Something's got to give. Oh, my God, dude. Barry looks lost. This is it, Barry. You can't ask for a better moment. No. No, he didn't. Oh, my God. And just like that, the Braves take the lead. And they're going to add on. It's not over. Is there any life? Oh, there's life. This is a wild Game 5. And now there's two guys on for Seaver King. It's bases loaded. I know it's not Barry Bonds at the plate, but dude, this is for the season. No. That did not just happen. He missed the bunt. I've never even seen the CPU try to do that. And that's not going to do anything because he missed the bunt and that gave him another out. If he just hits that to center field normally, that's a sac fly and the Pirates are moving on to the championship series. What an absolute throw. Hold on a second, though. The Braves scored in the top of the 10th. Barry Bonds is at the plate with a guy on first. He could walk this off and send the Pirates to the championship series. Come on, Bonds, do something, please. That's your pitch. Ooh. He was out in front. Oh my God, this is one of the worst performances I've ever seen. Let's see what happens. CJ flies out. The Braves win Game 5. Yeah, obviously sad because I want Barry Bonds to go on to the next round, but he didn't deserve it with that performance. If that's the last time we see Barry Bonds in a Pirates uniform, that's a sad way to go out. And for the third time in this simulation, and the fourth time in the last 10 years, the Atlanta Braves are World Series champions. This team's a dynasty, dude. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get into the most pivotal offseason of this video. Barry Bonds is 26 years old, and he is a free agent going into this offseason. Will the Pirates re-sign him? Will he go to a brand new club? What is his contract gonna look like? Let's find out. As Barry Bonds weighs his options, I want to let you guys know that if you use code COUGS on SeatGeek, you can save $20 on MLB tickets. And if you enjoy playing daily fantasy sports, code COUGS on Underdog gets you up to $1,000 in promo cash, as well as a free pick for your first pick'em entry. And all you do is pick higher or lower based off Underdog's projections. So sign up if you're interested, and always play responsibly. But ladies and gentlemen, a decision has been made. Barry Bonds has been talking to many different front offices in this offseason, but it ultimately came down to this. Barry Bonds signs with the Braves, the team that has won 3 championships in this simulation already. They gave him a 12-year, $499.3 million contract. Dude, you couldn't give him another $700K? You can't just get it to an even 500? So Barry Bonds gets to join up with Tarik Skubal, Emmanuel Clase, Ronald Acuna Jr., Dylan Cease, Ozzie Albies, Duran, Austin Riley, Jacob Wilson. They even have a 38-year-old Mookie Betts here. I think he's gonna love playing in Atlanta. And he sure did, as Barry Bonds finished his first year with the Braves with 35 doubles, 30 homers, as well as a career high in RBIs, batting average, and on base. The Braves would also win the division. They actually tied with the Mets and then got the tiebreaker over them. And the Braves would end up beating the Mets in the wild card round as well, putting this Atlanta team and Barry Bonds on a collision course with none other than the Pittsburgh Pirates. Bonds has to face his former team in the postseason. This is cinema. Now, Bonds would have a decent game 1, but it would not be enough, as the Pirates would win it 9-0. Game 2 was a little bit closer, and late in the game, Barry Bonds showed up. Oh, does it have the length? Barry Bonds, the go-ahead home run in Game 2. You know he's loving that. However, the Braves would throw it away. They lost in extra innings in Game 2. I mean, damn, dude, this Pirates team is scrappy. They scored in the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th. What a choke. And if that wasn't bad enough, Game 3 saw something that we've only seen 3 times in the history of Major League Baseball. Dude, right now, Barry Bonds is stepping up to the plate behind in this game 3-0. That's a perfect line out, and that's a no-hitter for the Pirates. They dead-ass just threw a combined no-hitter to knock Barry Bonds and the Braves out of the playoffs. And it didn't stop there. The Pittsburgh Pirates ended up winning the World Series in 2031. They lose Barry Bonds and win it all. I told you this would be cinema. Hopefully this just puts a chip on Barry Bonds' shoulder going forward. And it definitely would, as Barry Bonds put up the best season of his career so far. He had a career high 36 home runs, which actually led the National League, a career high in average, on base, slugging, and OPS, earning him both the Silver Slugger and Hank Aaron Award. With those numbers, I was sure he was going to be MVP, but he was not. Walker Jenkins won it. He had 34 homers and 117 RBIs, but only a 270 average and 855 OPS. I think we've got a major MVP robbery right here. But even with the best season of Barry Bonds' career, the Atlanta Braves would miss the playoffs. They finished 500, 11 out of the division, and 6 games behind that final wildcard spot. With the season Bonds put up, that's crazy. And this season would end with the Boston Red Sox winning the World Series in 7 games over the New York Mets. 2033 would be another very solid year for Barry Bonds, as he put up career highs in doubles and average, although the home run power went down a little bit, only hitting 26 this year. And the Braves would once again miss the playoffs. They finished over 500, but they finished 10 games out of the division. It seems like they brought in Barry Bonds to continue the dynasty, but I'm thinking the dynasty may be over. And 2033 would end with the Cincinnati Reds beating the Tampa Bay Rays in the World Series. Now, 2034 would be the season we were all waiting for. Barry Bonds hit 39 doubles again, 33 homers, finally broke 100 RBIs in a season, and this would be good for his first career MVP award. Should be 2 MVPs. We don't forget that robbery a few years ago. But Barry Bonds, the $500 million man, finally wins an MVP, and the Braves once again miss the playoffs. And I want you to understand just how crazy it is that the Braves missed the playoffs, because the Washington Nationals won the division under 500. That has never happened in the history of baseball. I don't even know if that's actually possible. How in the world have the Braves fallen off this bad? This 2034 season would end with the San Diego Padres beating the White Sox in the World Series to give the Padres their first ever championship. Now, 2035 would be an incredible season for Barry Bonds. He put up a career-high 41 homers, which also led the National League. He also set career highs in RBIs, on-base percentage, slugging, and OPS, giving him a Silver Slugger and the Hank Aaron Award, but not MVP, as that would go to Charlie Condon of the Dodgers. This was a pretty good year. 39 homers, 33 doubles, 949 OPS. I feel like I would have probably given it to Bonds, but that is also a very good season. And this time around, the Braves would actually have a really good year, winning 94 games, also winning the NL East. And part of that is because of William Yoshida. Looks like they drafted this guy in 2032, and he's a generational talent. 91 overall at 20 years old. So Barry Bonds finally gets back to the postseason. The Braves are taking on the Reds in the NLDS. And this series would come down to a Game 5. Come on, Bonds, this is when you need to step up. These are the moments. He's going down looking. That's a great pitch, but he's going down looking. He's got a chance for redemption right now. The bases are loaded. This game is still scoreless. That's a perfect swing. No way. Dude, he hit that 116 miles per hour off the bat, and it's an inning-ending double play. That's crazy. Okay, luckily the Braves were able to put some runs up. It's the 7th inning now. They're looking for insurance. Get over his head. Yes, Barry Bonds, extra base hit. And the Braves would be able to hold on to this lead and win Game 5. Finally, man, Barry Bonds gets to go to the championship series. And he will be taking on the division rival New York Mets. And this one would also come down to a Game 7. Win and go to the World Series. This is the biggest game of Barry Bonds' career up to this point. Not a good look. Bases loaded, though, in the second at-bat. Scoreless game still. Oh, my God, Barry. Come on. He is so far out in front of this changeup. Hey, it's 2-2 now here in the bottom of the 5th. He's got 2 strikes again. I'm actually terrified right here. Dude, I mean, what are we watching? Is this a generational collapse? But, dude, it comes down to this. Bottom of the 10th. He could send the Braves to the World Series. Oh my God. It's right to him in center. Okay, it's bottom of the 13th. I know it's not Barry Bonds at the plate, but it's bases loaded. Xavier Edwards? Oh my God. The Braves are going to the World Series. Juan Soto could not make the play in right field, and Barry Bonds is officially going to the World Series. And they will be taking on the Mariners. First World Series at bat for Bonds. He's got runners on the corners. And he's going to take a walk. That loaded the bases, and it led the Braves to a 4-run first inning, and they took Game 1 with ease. And throughout the next couple games, Barry Bonds would really struggle at the plate, striking out a lot. But this Braves team is so good, they were still able to win Games 2 and 3, bringing the series to a Game 4 in Atlanta with the World Series on the line. Barry, this is for the sweep. We've got to do something. He's been, I'm not even gonna lie, awful in this World Series. I don't even know if he has a hit in the World Series yet. Oh, and the woes continue, dude. Dude, Bonds straight up sucks right now. I mean, the Braves are up 7-3. Everybody else on the Braves has had a great World Series, except for Bonds. This guy can't hit the ball right now. It's 7-4, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. This might be the last chance he has to get a hit in this World Series. I don't know what's going on. I swear he's struck out every single at-bat in this series, outside of the walk in Game 1. But hey, the Braves are 1 out away from a World Series championship. 1 out away, 1 strike away from a return to glory to this franchise. And he strikes him out. The Atlanta Braves once again win the World Series. Look at Barry Bonds celebrating like he actually earned this. The dude was the worst player on the field for the entire series. But hey, he is a champion. Yeah, I mean, look at the game logs from the World Series. He didn't get a hit. He had a golden sombrero in the final game. Hey man, a ring is a ring. Now, I think going hitless in the World Series kind of pissed off Barry Bonds, because he came into the next season with about 15 extra pounds of muscle. I wonder how he was able to do that. Well, whatever he did, it worked, because Barry Bonds won his second MVP in the last 3 years, finishing with 34 homers, 31 doubles, and 108 runs batted in. He was also able to take home his 4th career Silver Slugger and his 3rd career Hank Aaron Award. And the Braves would make the postseason as a wild card team. They got to the division series to face the Dodgers, but ultimately lost in Game 5 on a walk-off home run. So no back-to-back titles for the Braves this time. But in the World Series this season, the Seattle Mariners would get their redemption from the last season and finally win their first World Series in franchise history. 2037 would be another great year for Barry Bonds, once again putting up MVP caliber numbers. But he would not win MVP, it would actually go to his teammate, William Yoshida. 41 doubles, 38 homers, 134 RBIs. This is a great year, and those two MVP candidates helped lead the Braves to another postseason appearance where they easily got through the first 2 rounds to meet up once again with the Mariners in the World Series. And this one is headed to a Game 7. Will it be the Mariners winning back-to-back World Series, or will it be Barry Bonds getting his 2nd ring and adding to this Braves legacy? Let's find out. The Braves are already up 1-0 before we get to Barry Bonds' first at-bat. And yes, by the way, that's a perfect out. That sucks. Barry Bonds does have a few hits in this World Series. He is no longer hitless in his World Series career. 2-2 ball game now, top 4. Ah, man, we're back. I have faith that Bonds will do something in one of these World Series games that we watch in this video. I'm hoping it's this one, considering this is Game 7. Maybe I should start losing faith. 9th inning, the Mariners are up by 2. Barry Bonds gets a shot here. That's hit well. That is hit well, but not well enough. And that will do it. The Seattle Mariners win their 2nd straight World Series. Barry Bonds goes hitless in Game 7. Every game I watch, he just sucks. Good for the Mariners, though. Back-to-back championships for them. Once again, Barry Bonds not performing in the World Series up to his standards kind of left a sour taste in his mouth, and he once again came into the next season another 15 pounds heavier. It seems really easy for him to be putting on all this muscle, and it's having an effect on the field again as he put up a career high 45 home runs, giving him his 6th Silver Slugger of his career, his 5th Hank Aaron Award, and his 3rd MVP. And once again, the Braves are in the postseason, but they would ultimately lose in Game 5 of the NLDS to the division champion Washington Nationals. But it would ultimately be the Milwaukee Brewers winning the World Series against, you guessed it, the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners have made 4 in a row. Unfortunately, 2039 would ultimately be the beginning of the end for Barry Bonds. The MLB The Show regression started to catch up with him a little bit, still hit 25 homers and 24 doubles, and the Braves would lose in the DS again, this time to the Marlins, and the Marlins would go on to win it all. Go ahead and take a wild guess on who they played in the World Series. Now, at this point, I'm just going to simulate the next couple seasons because he only has 3 years left on his Braves contract. Obviously, with him being 36 years old, the numbers are going to drop a lot. Even though the trajectory of where we are in this simulation versus where Bonds would be in real life he would be entering the season where he hit 73 home runs. That's just not gonna happen here. And oh my God, the regression was actually crazy. I didn't expect it to be that bad that quick. He's down to a 75. I mean, he still hit 20 homers, but dude, he hit 45 2 years ago. And you want to know what's really sad? The fact that at the end of 2041, Barry Bonds is in AAA. He only played 39 games in the major leagues. He had a 642 OPS. Like I said, man, the regression is coming in quick. And now at the end of the 2042 season, Barry Bonds was in AA. And he didn't even play there. He didn't play at all in the major leagues. I don't know how he doesn't even get an AB, dude. And knowing how MLB The Show works, he probably won't even retire for like 3 years. Now, after sitting in the free agent pool for like 3 or 4 seasons, Barry Bonds finally decided to retire. He leaves baseball with 3 MVPs, 5 Hank Aaron Awards, 9 All-Star appearances, 2 Gold Gloves, 6 Silver Sluggers, and 5 home run titles. In this simulation, he had 471 career home runs, 516 doubles, a career OPS of 880, and 82 WAR. That's gotta be good enough for the Hall of Fame, right? We're about to find out. Let's see. Barry Bonds makes the Hall of Fame. And the crazy thing is, his real life numbers are so much more ridiculous than this. I mean, there might be a reason for that, at least in the second half of his career, but still, Barry Bonds is a Hall of Famer.